What if I told you you could have a real big cam somewhere in the 258, 262 at 50 that could fire up and idle? Let's not say it's going to idle like a stocker. It's going to say it starts like a stock engine, idles immediately. It doesn't have to, you don't have to get in the car, you don't have to do anything, even after it's been sitting overnight, 2 weeks, whatever. As I will show you, this car has been sitting. I've not driven it in weeks. I fired it up one time last week, 4 days ago. And I'll go out and I'll fire it up for you, and you can see what the coolant temperature is. And when it's running, you'll see the vacuum. Check this out. Degrees coolant temp. And I can sit here and touch the headers. You can see that. Excuse me. You can see I haven't driven this in a little while because I've got some cobwebs here. So, well, there it is. You can see it. So you want to see something with a fairly decent sized cam fire up cold. I'm not even going to get in the car. Let's prime the fuel pump. Here you can see right there, 80 degrees. Okay, let's talk about first thing I do when I start getting my fueling right for startup. I'm going to go into my system ICF, close loop and learn, and you will see right here, enable RPM to enter closed loop. I got my number pretty low, 1400. That's what I settled on. I started at 1800. Then in this area here, my closed loop compensation is 0. So even if I get 1625, even I get there, if there's an error, it doesn't do anything. And I do the same with my learn parameters. Now on my percentages here, this is an older version of the tune. I didn't open one of my newer ones. I've got those down at like 10%. So if there is ever a problem, that's only going to screw with it 10%. You can do whatever you want, but that's what I do right there. And then I go into my fuel tables, and of course I'm idling right around here, and I just went live with it. Now this is not a completed, I opened an older one. Yeah, this is like a year ago when I was still fiddling with it. But the idle, you get the picture here, the idle. You follow, because I'm idling right in this zone here, and it dances between several cells. I have it live. So, matter of fact, let's just throw an ECU online here and send it to the ECU. Yeah, I can't send it to the ECU. I don't have a Dominator up here. Yeah, I don't have a Dominator sitting on the bench. Oh well. When you're live, you will put this USB link. You'll hit that, and it'll make it say online. And while it's running, you're idling. It's gonna. The more radical everything is, the more it'll dance around like this. But once you get it closer and closer, it's gonna get real tight in just a few cells. And while it's doing this, and you're gonna use your nose. You got to use your sense of smell. If you don't have a nose, use your eyes. It's not as good as your nose, but you can use your eyes. If they start burning, you're too rich. You'll get the idea. You also, there's a feel. Old carburetor guys know what I'm talking about. Know about eyes, nose, and feel. And you just keep manipulating these. Your changes you do, you'll see the effect immediately. The change will have effect immediately. So it's not like back in the old days with HP tuners and stuff when you had to reload something and go on back and forth and back and forth. This is immediate. So that's how you're going to get your feeling right. And then if you want to play another trick, here's what I do for my idle. I don't care down here because I'm never going to idle down there. But just so you'll know, there's my idle speeds. I have them set rather low, and it just works. So you can see if I'm up to temperature, 792. I know it's a funny number, but it just happens to sound better there than anywhere else to me. Personal preference. There is no incorrect answer. It's what you like. And let's see here. This is what I do for what I call a stall saver. 800 is basically where I'm going to be. 18 degrees is what it likes. If it ever dips under, it's going to pick these higher timing numbers and kick it back into play like a goalie. Your methods may be different. This is just the methods I used on this one here. And the proof's right there. You heard it running. There's an old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and that's true. This is my method. Actually, this is my method on this car. On other cars, I may find another method needed, yet to get the same type of results. This is just one of the many different ways you can do this. Now, let's take a cross section. If you find 100 tuners, maybe 10 of them can get this drivability, but every single one of them, let's give the benefit of a doubt, maybe 98 out of 100. Let's just say every one of those 100 has the capability to, on the dyno, get this magical number. Say you got engines capable of 800 horsepower, and they got the 800, or 798, 801, something like that. They got the number. Let's say every one of them got it. That's easy. Air fuel ratio. Let's see where it runs. Is it like 12.8? Is it like 12.6? Is it like 13.1? What is it like to make the power? Okay, that's it. It's done. What timing is it like? 26, 28, 24? What's it like? It's done. Drivability. That's what takes time. Startup. How fun can a car that has this number? I'm just going to use this 800 number, this magic number. You can say 1500. You can say whatever number you want. It doesn't matter. How much fun is this? Yeah, you got this piece of paper that shows how great your horsepower is. You can show all your friends. You can brag and all that. How much good is that? Let's rephrase that. Now, how good is that? How much fun is that? On a car that stalls, stinks, bad manners driving around town and so on and so forth. How much fun is that? I asked a guy one time, how much time, percentage-wise, would you say that your car is at wide open throttle? And this guy said, oh, I beat the crap out of my car. I'm 25%. No, there's no way you're 25%. You're not even close. Because the top fueler is way less than 10% at wide open throttle. He's got 4 second run, but he's got all that timing and staging and burnout and backing up and idling and all that. He's very small percentage at wide open throttle. And that's supposed to be the motorsport that wide open throttle is all that counts. So, are you 1% wide open throttle on your car, on your Slave? Probably not. So, spend more time. You could tune this yourself. It's a hobby. Just don't forget that part. This is a hobby. You play around and you enjoy it. And part of the hobby is learning. You're not going to be a virtuoso immediately. You're going to have to play. And that's part of what makes this a hobby. And it's supposed to be fun. Not just driving your car. Anybody can do that. Fiddle with it. Or find somebody who can do it. And it's not always a matter of you're paying somebody to tune. That's fine. Or you're just going to do it yourself. If you're going to pay somebody, it's not a matter of can this tuner do drivability tuning, startup tuning, all that. Can you pay him for it? The two have to mesh. You got a guy who can't do it. Doesn't matter how much you pay him. He just can't do it. You got a guy who can do it. You're not willing to pay. It's never going to mesh. But you got it. The tuner's got to be fair to you, and you've got to be fair to the tuner to mesh. And you get it's a lot of time. There's a lot of time in this. It's wide open throttle. You can get nailed out, knock them out on dyno really quick. This drivability takes time. Any tuner that's worth their salt will tell you the same thing. It just takes time. Spend that time. Get that tune right. It's a whole lot more enjoyable. I got stuck a year ago in a traffic jam, at least 45 minutes stop and go traffic. I never got past 192. And if you looked at my radiator, you see it's one of those small Pro Stock Griffin radiators. It was fine. 192 is all I got. It was in the summer too. It never stunk. That's an open car. It never stunk. I got to my destination. Nobody smelled that I was stinky with fuel. When I finally got out of traffic, it's just like being stuck in traffic with a stick shift pickup truck, I guess. You get tired of doing the clutch. That's it. It didn't try to stall, didn't try to do anything. I got out of traffic finally after about 30, 45 minutes, and I nailed it, and it was crisp and clean, and it was gone. I've got 4 or 5 year old O2 sensors in this thing. It's working. Get on your tuning. I just do that as a guide. What I just said, that's a guide. This is what I did in this application. Should you do this same way? Well, maybe not, but you should think about it. You should explore it. Then you could look and see if it'll work for you or not. There's other cheater ways around some things. There's some other methods. And a different car, I may pick a different method, but I'm not going to do any cheating methods. And some people might call that little timing thing there, I did cheating. Whatever. But this has gotten long-winded. If you like this, you think this is helpful, interacting with this, with those buttons and commenting would be really cool. Hitting subscribe would be really cool. But what you could do is if you have something you really want to have covered, ask me in the comments. If enough people ask for certain things and I do know them, I will put a video out. If I don't know, maybe I'll see if I can find out and then go from there. But I'm out of here for the day. I think I'll go drive that car a little bit and have some fun. We'll see you next time.